Hi everyone, so I'm riding today the Mondraker Crusher RR, but what I'm testing today is not the bike, it's the motor. So this is a review about the Shimano EP801. Luckily there's a storm on the horizon and I'm going to dodge that. Leatt, used by the top athletes in the world. Their products are packed with features that protect riders with industry-leading designs. So let's talk about the specifications of this motor. So this motor comes with 250 watts of power and 85 newton meters of torque. About the same weight as the old EP8, so it's around 2,800, 2,700 grams. Basically the same size, nothing's physically changed about it. It still uses the same speed sensor style, but they have changed the display and the remotes. Now the display is their newest design. It's squarer, flatter, looks more modern, but it does have more detail, and I think that's the most important point. You've got the ability to customize the display so you can see more things on display. At the moment I've got it set to speed, cadence, battery level and gear shift, because this one has an electric shift. It's got 3 buttons on the main display, a light button on the bottom and an on-off power button on the top. So if the battery was left unplugged from the bike for too long, it was often a problem to turn on the Shimano bike when you had an independent power switch. So with this system here, none of that problem. You can just turn it on when the battery's plugged in. This particular bike's got the electronic shifting in it, and that's a good thing when it comes with this motor, because you end up with the ability to do what you call free shift, change gear electronically, and the derailleur will shift, the motor will spin without you pedaling, and it will put you in the right gear. Inside the app you do have the ability to tune that operation. Okay, so let's talk about profiles on this system. So it comes preloaded with 2 profiles. One is what you call a basic profile and the other one is a fine profile. So the software and the systems on this have been improved. It's got 3 levels of assist in the basic profile. Now you can access that from the display without pulling the phone out of your pocket. For goodness sake, why is everyone calling me? Right, the app is actually very complete. It gives you full update access to the system, so I've just updated this motor to the latest software. And one other thing I like to say about the app from Shimano, it is a much more user-friendly app in my opinion compared to the other apps out there on the market, especially when it comes to Bluetooth. I find Bluetooth is a really dodgy system and it's very annoying when you're trying to connect to different bikes, and I always struggle with the Bluetooth. It doesn't find the spike, or there's always a system. But with the Shimano motor, the EP801 and the new display, I found that it is much more reliable than all the other systems out there on the market. I can connect to it much more quickly, it finds it and it sends data between the phone and the bike in a lot more functional manner in my experience. Right, so let's go ride now and continue talking about the motor, especially uphill. Let's talk about the uphill power on this bike. It's different compared to the EP8. It's smoother, it feels like it's got more support, a thicker profile of power behind each spike in the power. I think they've upped the peak power to around 600 watts. It has more push and a more sustained ramp up and top out compared to the Bosch Performance CX motor generation 4. So right in boost mode at the moment. Remember, you've got 3 power modes and you can adjust it to push more than the trail mode or the equivalent mode on the Bosch system, and more power available in the mid power mode. You could more finely tune it rather than have this EMTB mode or turbo mode. I found the tuning to be more appreciated on this. Now let's just do this descent and see how it sounds. Rough and rocky. Ooh. Ooh. There's no rattle from the motor. That's the first thing I wanted you to hear. Absolutely no rattle. It's very similar to the old motor. It does have a slightly more smoother sound to it compared to the old motor, possibly because it's pushing more. Now, at the Enduro World Series, the Shimano technicians have apparently got an overrun on prototype motors, but I don't think, and I haven't seen that in the market yet.
First win in men's category on a Shimano motor. Shimano's been working very, very hard for this, and coming from a time where Shimano was seen as second class, and putting it on the top of a podium today is very, very special.
But what about the motor system and the battery? Because I've heard rumours that you guys are using developmental stuff. Although it's legal, but it's developmental.
Of course, you know, the specifics are behind NDAs, but the motor we're running is Shimano EP801. All of it's, yeah, it maxes out at 25 k's an hour, fully legal, and you know, Shimano's been working very, very hard to make it as fast as possible within the rules. This is the guy right here, Shahana-san.
Nice.
Number one. Thank you so much.
Can you tell me all your secrets for your motor?
Yeah, that's a production motor, but yeah, very tuned. Yeah, for race. Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Thank you. And certainly no one's talked about it, so I'm sure it's coming. So the update, it's come. I've already updated it with the phone, the software, but as Shimano apparently said, you can only make setting changes with a dealer. So here I am with a dealer, Mario, Montalbano e-bike. He's a Mondraker dealer, and we're just plugging in the system. So we've just changed the servo assistance and the overrun to maximum. We might as well. So it's like the Bosch race motor. So the idea is just to see if this extended boost works. Okay, so the idea is this. It works. Okay, that works. I need to go and try it on the trail now. It's working. It was a bit of a palaver, I have to say. We'll save that though for another video. Honestly, the boost power, full power mode, it's pinned on the app. It doesn't really, a bit. You can feel it a bit more power. We'll go and try it on the trail now. Give me a second. The boost mode now feels a little bit more powerful. You can feel it. It was already good before, but now they have improved it. Extended boost is this. When you kick the pedals, the chain wheel keeps spinning. We've got maximum set on everything. Let's see what this motor feels like. Obviously, you can only change the extended boost in the shop. You can't change it at the moment offline. Yes, okay, there I did it. I kind of stepped over that step, and here's another one. It's not bad. It doesn't have the punch of the Bosch, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. Okay, the motor definitely has more power. Turbo mode, just as a general pedal thing. I feel like I'm going up here a lot smoother than I would be otherwise. Interesting, here we go, more tech. I mean, it's got a lot of grip and tech. I mean, a lot of push, sorry. Yeah, I've got a lot of grip as well. Shimano extended boost, or whatever they call it, assist overrun or something. Point is, it does work. It's not what I expected. I expected it to be a little bit more pushy based on what I heard, but it's not bad. I think the Bosch race motor still has a little bit more, but this is definitely overtaken the normal performance CX as we speak right now on June 27th. So yeah, pretty good. I have noticed I set it immediately to full speed, so I would say, or to maximum boost overrun, and I don't think that you should use the lower modes. I did try it briefly yesterday when it was just sat at natural mode and didn't really notice the overrun. It was minimal. The extended mode, the top version, you do notice the maximum setting, you do notice. Also, I give it extra power. I just basically maxed it out, and I think everybody should max it out, because otherwise it kind of defeats the object of having it, to be honest. Okay, so there's a little kick up here. It's kind of difficult to get up and over. So this is where I did it there. I used the extended boost and it got me up without pedaling. That was good. This motor is proving its worth. This is a very technical, loose, rocky climb, and I'll get up it with absolutely no problem. No wheel slip. And if I'm in trail mode, and I have adjusted the profile for me, it feels like I've got really good traction and still got the power with a little bit less dynamic speed on the power. So battery consumption on a climb like this is, I think, pretty much in line with the Bosch. What I do like though is that now you've got percentage rather than just thirds. So that makes this, we're going to head off to a downhill trail so we can see how it works downhill. This is our trail. It's actually been a bit knackered. It used to be just a single trail and they've driven a tractor, which is a bit annoying. You cannot feel any particular resistance. The motors are always ready for you. And it feels like when it cuts in in a smooth way. I'm in 28 there, so I'm not getting any assist. So here we go, this is where free shift, right, I haven't pedal stroked. I just pressed the button and boom, I'm in the right gear. This motor's amazing for that. That is exactly where this motor wins and beats everything else out on the market at the moment, as long as you've got the free shifting, electronic shifting. As you can hear, it's very quiet. If you look at the profile of the motor, it's very small beneath you. Your legs feel in a good position. It's got a narrow Q factor, similar to cycling. It does have that feeling of being a bicycle. The only thing that tells you on this bike that it's not a bicycle is the fact that you can hear a motor sound. Well, if you look at my previous video, you saw I thought it was basically the number 2 motor out there, and I'd prefer this race CX, and I stand by that. But this motor is available on cheaper bikes, and that's the key thing about this motor. I like it, the fact that Shimano have an open system with batteries, and they do have support for your battery. That's the end of the test really for the moment. This bike is fantastic and the motor on it is my top choice of motor on those middle price range to high price end bikes. And if you have the opportunity to ride an EP801, I think it's got an awful lot of adjustability and a lot of ability to make you very satisfied. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next test.